Hello, Leo, and welcome to your November 2023 tarot card reading. Let's go ahead and get started here with a card from my intuitive deck. Let's see what comes through for Leo. Okay. I feel like no matter which path you take, right, no matter which job you have, no matter which place you live, whatever the options are in front of you, no matter which one you take, they're all going to lead you to the same place. So you don't have to overthink things too much right now in case you are. But it does require you to put one step in front of the other. Right now, the astrology is really supporting a lot of action. There are things we have to do. So this is not a time of magical manifestation so much as it is getting our physical body to do what is required to get us on that track. But if you're kind of sitting at a place and not sure, well, should I do this or should I do that? Or you're kind of considering a lot of options, it doesn't really matter all that much. What matters is that you see progress. What matters is that you make choices. What matters is that you figure out what feels best based on the information that you have now and that you go for it. I'm seeing Leo being really dedicated and committed to whatever it is that they choose to do. And I think that dedication and commitment is going to help them get out of some kind of circumstance. I'm not suggesting that all of you are in any bad circumstances. It may not be bad. It just may not be something that's necessarily wanted. It may not be something that, you feel is conducive to how you want to live your life. There might be a little bit of chaos somewhere and you're like, well, I really need to get out of this place. And so I think you find a way. I think you find a path. You settle up a plan, right? And you actually start taking action. Now, I will say that if you are physically impaired in any way, shape, or form, like you have a health issue or something, probably you're going to be focusing a lot on your health, focusing a lot on the emotional stuff too, that kind of is coinciding with everything to help you to get that physical vessel to a place where you feel like you can do things, okay? Because sometimes our physical body, it doesn't always match because, well, maybe we really are feelings of depression, or we really do have some pretty strong anxiety, or maybe we do have a physical health issue that prevents our body from doing what we really want to be doing. So if it's health that's in your way, emotional, physical, whatever, that's probably going to be a main priority for Leo throughout the month of November. And just really getting yourself to a place where you feel like your body isn't going to slow you down, okay? I'm definitely seeing a lot of, like I say, it doesn't matter what path you take. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter this direction, that direction. What matters is that you do it and that you remain consistent and you remain committed to it, okay? All right, use your mind wisely. I do like that card a lot because it's very much about making good decisions and not sabotaging yourself and not locking yourself into a corner. This is about giving yourself, well, first of all, it's about recognizing that there are options, because I think, Leo, you do have options. There are plenty of things. You're not trapped. Some options may be a lot harder than others. It may require harder conversations. It may require bigger risks, but they are options nonetheless. And right now, your mind, I feel like our minds are being really, really clear. And I think this has a lot to do with the Scorpio activation. Now, when Mercury comes into Sagittarius on the 10th of November, there's definitely going to be a lot more optimism to coincide with everything too. So the optimism combined with focus is going to really lend itself well to doing what needs to be done. Using your mind wisely can also be about prioritization and making sure that you're prioritizing the things that are essential for your growth. They are essential for what it is you want to be doing, and they're essential for the care and well-being of you and your family, okay, the people that you love most. So we're not out here making bad decisions right now. We're not out here sabotaging ourselves. We're not shooting ourselves in the foot. We're not letting time just drift by. We are engaging with life right now. Okay? See, exactly, you and your loved ones are safe. I don't think there are, now I'm not going to say there are no bad options, because obviously that's not true, but I think if the options that you're considering are like they have some semblance of growth to them, or they have some degree of connection with where you want to go, they have a connection with your ambition and your goal, it's going to be fine. And even if it does require a bigger risk, or it requires you to work a little harder, or it requires just a little bit more of you, I think this is what Pluto in Capricorn is really asking us to do right now as it finishes out. Well, I don't want to say it's not definitively finishing out in Capricorn, but it is moving direct. It's starting to move toward Aquarius. It's in your 6th house, and it does feel like, well, it's time to really tie up all these loose ends. It's time to really get something on track. You've had this year, we're going to have all year next year. But right now, I think we're feeling that push of like, okay, we really, really need to get this next chapter started if we want hope that the last chapter is going to finally close. So yeah, bigger risks, I don't know. I think they likely will work out well. Hold on, that's too many cards. I'm not going to take all those. That's just me being a sloppy shuffler here. Okay. All right, Leo, what else do you need to know for the month of November? Well, I do think you have a lot of optimism, Knight of Cups. There's always that air of, how I always see the Knight of Cups as being very poetic. It's like a poetic perspective of life. And when you're looking straight at the World card, very poetic and romantic even, not necessarily romantic toward a person, but to have a romantic outlook on life, or like romanticizing your life. I think that's a good thing, because it's what's going to help you to make the decisions. It's going to help you to choose the pathways, and it's going to help you to likely take bigger risks. Now, a Knight of Cups, I don't know. I see my knights taking risks all the time. I see them completely in this understanding that life is this constantly changing thing, and they don't normally hold back all that much. The knights are in horses, right? There's movement involved. They like to kind of meander and adventure, and they like to go into the next battle or the next story. They like to go into the next things. They don't like to always go backwards. Or they don't even really necessarily like consistency. So when we're talking about transition, a Knight is a really, really good card to get. When you're thinking of entering into a new phase of life, this is fantastic because it means you're in a good place. Mentally, emotionally, you're in a good place to bring on this new life, however you see that. Judgment is about clarity and kind of rising up from the darkness, and especially if you feel not that you necessarily feel, but sometimes you don't necessarily realize that you've been kind of boxed in. You don't realize that you've been contained in some way until you are liberated. And this might be a somewhat liberating experience for Leo. When you really dive into something, or you focus on something new, or you take that leap of faith, it can make you realize like, wow, I didn't understand before that I was so contained. I didn't realize I was, trying so hard to be in control. I'm almost kind of feeling more intuitively, not necessarily with the cards, but this is a chance for Leo to kind of let loose and let go of control a little bit. And that release of control can help facilitate or catalyze this transition. There are a lot of epiphanies that happen with the Judgment card where things get illuminated. We start seeing life in new ways. There are lots of new perspectives that come online. But to have the number 20 and the number 21, these are the last two cards of the major arcana, which suggests that you really are coming to an end of something pretty big in your life. Now, the ending probably is not so much the life-changing thing. It's the new beginning that coincides with the ending, right? Because with every ending, there's a new beginning, right? So it's not so much about the ending of stuff, so much as it is about the initiation of the new stuff. Let's see what else comes out for Leo. Ten of Coins. Queen of Coins. All right. Well, the Queen of Coins is really practical, and I like it with the pig spirit, right? You use your mind wisely. There's an intelligence factor coming through here. Like a Queen of Coins because she is persistent and she's patient. And I almost always say this, so I'm so sorry if you've heard me say this a million times, but I always say she's my gardener, okay? And she understands that in order for your garden to grow, you have to have the proper environment. You need the right amount of sunlight, you need the right amount of water, you need the right acidity of the soil and the right types of soil, right? You need the right care, and environmental care is so critical. I do think Leo is really thinking about their environment a lot, because I know, 10 of Coins, this is your fully flourishing garden, okay? This is what I always say, your vision board. You, the viewer, get to inject whatever it is you want your life to be into this 10 of Coins. It's symbolic of your dream. And it's not just material things, although I do think that's a really important thing to be focusing right now, as maybe people might be bothered because it's, they may see it as not being very spiritual. But I think having Saturn in Pisces is really facilitating the kind of bringing the dream into real life. And then having Jupiter in Taurus is also accentuating the materialism component a little bit. So focusing on the kind of lifestyle that you want can be a fantastic motivator. And when you're choosing choices, you can really ask yourself, well, which choice leads me, at least from where I can see it, from where I am right now, which one is most likely to lead me toward that lifestyle? Okay. And the Queen of Coins knows that things take time. She never, ever, ever will plant, let's say like an apple tree seed and expect to get fruit that first year. This is not about instant gratification. There is nothing in the chart that suggests to me that we are on a track of instant gratification and instant manifestation. Now, I'm not saying things cannot happen quickly, but I'm saying that the more patient you are, the more likely things are to happen quickly. Okay, the more likely you are to embrace a longer time frame. Because the Queen of Coins is more concerned about ultimate results, not like get rich quick results. And I say get rich quick kind of, metaphorically, if you will, like kind of trying to hurry up and get it, right? It's not about getting it, it's about creating it. It's two completely different approaches. Queen of Coins understands that. Now, the Seven of Wands does suggest there are going to be some obstacles and hurdles. There are probably going to be opinions from others, ideas from others. Maybe there are some adversarial people in your life. I don't know. People make your life a bit harder. I do see the Seven of Wands sometimes, though, as being an opportunity for you to really stand up for what you want. I'm kind of seeing, hold on, let me think about this. Because I'm seeing it kind of 50-50. On one hand, I like that you would be standing up and defending your choices and defending your life and fighting for something that you want and you believe in. But I also, for some reason, I think maybe it has to do with the Judgment card, I'm kind of seeing that listening to other people right now, listening to their ideas and their opinions might also help to open your mind a little bit. This is probably not the best time to think you know it all. Okay, this is probably not the best time to say, well, I know what's best for me. I'm not saying you don't know what's best for you, but I'm also saying that other people's perspectives can illuminate you And it can help you because when other people, and a big part of this, by the way, has to do with Venus coming into Libra. Because when Venus comes into Libra, don't forget, we still have the South Node in Libra too. There's a lot of mirroring that goes on. Mirroring can be a fantastic tool when we look out into the world and we talk to people and we communicate with people. The things that they're reflecting back to us can teach us a lot about us. And when we're trying to make a great life, when we're trying to have this beautiful 10 of coins life, no matter how big or small this is, not everyone has huge, massive materialistic dreams, okay? But no matter how big or small this is, if we don't have it already, maybe there is some input from other people that could be useful. So, I do want to see you defending this and, really using your mind wisely and not letting other people inject themselves. But I also don't want you to be so closed off that you don't hear something that maybe someone else has to say that could be helpful. You don't have to accept everyone's ideas and opinions. You don't have to accept everything. But hearing it might help. This is not meant to put you in a paralysis analysis, or an analysis paralysis, if I could say that properly. It's not meant to do that. It's just meant to get you to see things in a different way so as to make your life easier, ultimately, okay? So let's come through here. Eight of Coins, Two of Wands. There is a lot about the vision with that Two of Wands. It really is like, what do you see for yourself? What do you see for your life? What do you see in terms of the ultimate? The Eight of Cups, now I said this card came out a lot last month through the October readings, and it's been coming out quite a bit this month too. Not as much, but it's a hard card. It's hard to move away from things that are comfortable, especially if those comfortable things are like behavioral patterns. Because it's one thing to like pick up and move or just go get a new job, right? That's one thing. But when you really have to change the way you live your life or the way you talk to yourself or the way you interact with people or the people with whom you interact, right? These are things that are very, very hard to change. And sometimes they do affect other people, and it's not always easy. And sometimes it does mean we have to acknowledge something about ourselves that is, a problem or an issue. And yet I see Leo really grabbing the bull by the horns here. It's really driven by this optimism with this Knight of Cups, though. It's because I think you've found something that you want. I think the 10 of Coins is enough of a motivator for you that you actually really do want it. You want that lifestyle. You want that kind of beingness, right? That's really what a lifestyle is. It's how do you want to be? You want that, and it seems to be enough right now to get you to make new transitions. This is not easy, but it's all driven, 10 of Coins, 2 of Wands, it's all driven by something bigger than you. It's driven by a dream. And that's always a really great place to start. And I just want you to know it does not feel delusional to me. I don't think Leo is operating any kind of a delusion. So even if this is a huge thing, I don't think it's unrealistic. I think Saturn being in Pisces is not allowing us to be in Delulu land right now, okay? We're not in this delusional place. Like the things that we dream we can actually have. It's not that far-fetched. All right, but it will require this Eight of Cups. It will require us to move on from something that is known and comfortable. And a lot of that is going to start with these little epiphanies up here. And with the Justice card, I actually love the Justice card in this instance because this can be really, there's a high impact with the Eight of Cups. When you do this, the universe has to adjust. And when you do an Eight of Cups, you're communicating very clearly with the universe what type of life you want. because you're becoming the embodiment of that life, of that person, of that identity. Okay, we are going through a big shift in our identity right now with the North Node in Chiron in Aries. Over time, beginning of next year, North Node and Chiron are just going to get closer and closer and closer together until they come into a conjunction. And there's a lot of healing that is possible for us, you know, in terms of our identities and who we want to be. But who we want to be is going to require us to embody that person. And when we start doing it, so many things start to adjust and shift. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a Tower card with the clarifiers, because often these two cards together can bring out some kind of pretty dramatic changes. But we'll see. We'll see what comes out. I could be wrong. But the Justice card does remind you, like, everything has to adjust. So when you change, the world around you changes too. Okay? All right, so let's pull out the clarifiers. So for those of you who are new to my channel, we are going to pull out a bunch of new cards, and we're going to cover these in the comprehensive reading. And the link for that will be found in the description box in the comment thread down below. We usually talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards. So it's like a whole new layer of information that comes out. Beautiful Two of Swords. Two of Wands again. And then that one, the Emperor. I love the Emperor for my Leos. The Chariot. Six of Coins. And last one, 10 of Cups. And then starting with the Knight of Cups. 9 of Coins. Also 9 of Cups. 4 of Wands. I love that with the you and your loved ones are safe. It does feel like there's a lot of security for you moving forward. Beautiful 6 of Wands. Victory and success. 4 of Swords. Temperance. 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups goes hand in hand with that 8 of Cups too. Oh, 10 of Swords and the Sun. Well, what did I say? Illumination. Doesn't get more illuminated than the Sun. 9 of Coins. 7 of Swords. 3 of Swords I think has come out in every single reading. 10 of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. Queen of Cups. Page of Wands. All right, 7 of Wands with the 2 of Coins. 8 of Coins. Actually, I like that one. Hanged Man. 9 of Wands. Knight of Wands. Ace of Swords. 8 of Swords. 8 of Wands. And another Emperor card. And then for Justice, Queen of Wands. Okay. Well, we didn't get the Tower. That's maybe a good thing. Okay. And then the King of Wands at the end. So this is where we're going to pick up. And if you want to join me, again, that link is in the description box and the comment thread down below. Thank you all so much. You guys know I love you. Have an amazing November, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.